Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Wednesday, April 23rd, and the energies in the day adds up or reduce to number 9 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. The spirit guidance when it comes to today's energy. Star. Okay, so starfish. I smile because I look and the moon is in Pisces along with the other energies that are there. And with the starfish coming out, so the starfish coming out with today's energy, spirit guidance wise, the starfish for me says hands off. It says hands off and just surrender and go with the flow. With the starfish energy, it says hands off. So today's energy on a whole brings me to something coming to an end. Either a relationship comes to an end completely or evolves to the next level in some way. There's some aspect of the relationship that evolves to the next level. And with the starfish coming out as a spirit guidance in the upright position, it will bring me to the thought that there is nothing required on your end. All you have to do is just show up, and it's like everything will take care of itself. Your role is just to show up. And I say that because with the starfish energy, yes, the elements are what moves the starfish along. So the starfish just has to be, just exist. Nothing is required of it other than just being itself. And in the process of being itself, it will end up at the right place at the right time, wherever it's supposed to be. It brings me to the thought of this saying that I heard this man said his father told him. If you have a problem that can be fixed, then you don't have a problem. And if you have a problem that cannot be fixed, then that's just the way how life is supposed to be. So with the starfish energy in the upright position, it will bring me to the thought of, life carries you along. And if life, if we end up in a situation that feels negative, it feels like, it feels negative. It's like, instead of seeing it as a negative situation, instead just see it as a situation. This just happened. Like it just happened, so when things happen and it's not what we want, it's just the way how it's supposed to be. And if it happens and it's not the way we want and we could do something about it, then there goes on our opportunity to do something about it. But with the starfish in the upright position, nothing is required of you. Just be you is what I'm getting when it comes to today's energy. Just be you, because with the energies in the day adding up and reducing to the number 9 vibration, something comes to an end and there's nothing that you had to do for that to happen. Like I think of the person who made a cool friend or a romantic interest, and it's like, damn, they were so excited about the connection yesterday, and then boom, before you know it, they don't talk anymore. And it's like, how did that happen? I feel like today is one of those days where it's like, it brings me to that saying, rejection is the creator's protection. But it just brings me to the feeling of either something being ripped away, something being taken away, or it just happened that way type of vibe. Because with the day being the 23rd, the number 2 is emotional. The number 2 is intuitive. The number 3 is expressive. It's childlike. The number 3 deals with our imagination. 2 + 3 is 5. So it's almost like this sudden thing happened. Like I think of like, say, something happened around emotion. Someone reacted to the emotion. So an emotional thing happened. Someone reacted to the emotional thing that happened. And before you know it, this thing has come to an end, and it felt like it happened out of nowhere, but it didn't happen out of nowhere. It needed to happen to move things along. So when it comes to today's energy with the moon and Pisces, our inner world is in a space where we won't want to deal with whatever is happening. And the moon is in a place where, you know, the moon and Pisces, speaking positively to the sun in Taurus, I laugh because those two energies are like so good at escaping reality together, where it's like Taurus, sun and Taurus is like, okay, I got the snacks. Moon and Pisces is like, okay, I got the movie. And, you know, they're going to bring the snacks and the movie together in a cozy, comfortable place and just, you know, be lost in it for days. Taurus energy all about its comforts, Pisces energy all about escaping. And I think, you know, Venus ruling Taurus, Neptune ruling Pisces. When I think of Neptune and Venus coming together, it's like, when I think of Neptune and Venus coming together, like I could feel it so deeply. For me, it's like Neptune, Venus. So Neptune is like, you know, it's fantasy, and Venus is the pleasure. And it's like, when I think of Neptune and Venus energy coming together, I think of like someone, what do you call it when you're like, you're not in love with this person, you're infatuated? Like I think of infatuation energy, strong infatuation energy. So the moon and the sun is in a place where we feel in aligned. Our inner world and who we identifies as feels in alignment. And I feel like it's good that the starfish came out in the upright position, because as far as the sun and the moon is concerned, like there's not a lot of need or motivation to want to do much. And when I look at, say, the aspects being made from Mercury conjunct Neptune in Aries to Mars in Leo, we could want to jump and take action and make certain things happen. Jump and take action and make certain things happen. And when it comes to these things, like I think of how, like I spoke a lot about, say, Saturn, in Pisces, and with the Saturn and Pisces transit, how Saturn helped us to monetize our dreams, monetize things that are within our imagination, whether the person sees how they could start their soap company, their candle business, their cooking company, their spiritual company, their healing business, healing practice. It's like Pisces are all those creative, expressive, subconscious healing things. And with Saturn there, we saw how we could, you know, with structure and organization, how we could make a thing happen. And now Mars in Leo, I see a lot of people making their dreams happen, a lot of people making things happen. And with Moon in Pisces positively aspecting Sun in Taurus, today just feels pretty chilled for the most part. Today feels like a chilled day. The only challenges that are standing out when it comes to today's energy, say Jupiter in Gemini is being squared by Saturn conjunct the North Node in Pisces, along with Venus. So with the conjunction to Gemini, it would feel as if, like, say with the stellium happening in Pisces, calling us to be reflective and be, you know, spend more time alone. Jupiter in Gemini wants us to get out, socialize, and connect with others. But when it comes to, say, today's energy feels more like intimate energy. When I think of, say, Moon in Pisces speaking to Sun in Taurus, where it's like, I will socialize, but only with people who I feel safe with. Like today feels like a day where there's not a lot of motivation to just engage with just random people from the community because they're from the community. Or I think of like engaging with random people on social media just because we follow the same channel or the same content. Today is not the kind of day where it's like we feel like socializing for the sake of it. Instead, it's like I want to socialize with people who I know for sure share similar views with me when it comes to this thing that I'm so passionate about. You know, that's something that is standing out when it comes to today's energy. The T-square between Mars and Leo, Pluto in Aquarius, and the Sun in Taurus. When I think of that T-square energy, that T-square energy brings me to how much we might be motivated at the thought of pursuing something that goes against the traditional ways of how things were. So I think of how we'll gravitate towards something familiar, but we don't have the motivation to go after that familiar thing. So it's like the person who is entertaining the thought of pursuing a traditional career or calling, and only entertain the thought of it because this is just what people do. People pursue a career in that field, and the motivation to pursue it is not there. It's like, it's not in your heart. And I love this about Mars in Leo. What I love about Mars and Leo energy is that we have to pursue what's in our heart. If it's not in your heart, then the motivation to pursue it is just, it's not there. Yeah, I love that. It's like, you can't lie to yourself. The energy, it's like someone saying, can I have some money? And it's like, I don't have money for that. And that's the honest truth. Saying I don't have money for that, meaning I don't have money to put in that. I have money, but not for that. And with Mars and Leo, it brings me to that. Like, I have the motivation to pursue a thing, but not just any and anything. I can only pursue what's in my heart. Let's pause for a bit. I am proud of the services that I offer and excited to tell you about them. If it would be your first time booking with me, then I recommend the natal chart and numerology awareness coaching session. For a while, that was the only service I offered, along with the 30 minutes tarot reading, which is still available if you're interested. I noticed a pattern. At the end of the natal chart and numerology coaching sessions, some of you would ask me for a follow-up service options for additional clarity and guidance to assist you with whatever you're going through at the moment. I kept saying, I'll look into it. I don't know why it took me so long. Finally, I have created that option along with the service option to book a solar return chart reading for those of you who are strategic and like to plan ahead. Everything you need to know is within the description box below. Let's get back into the video. And when it comes to the tarot, we have the Sun card, and the Sun card comes out in the reversal position. And with the Sun card coming out in the reversal position, it brings me to the thought of it taking time for someone to grow into something about themselves. Like, I think of the person who has a hard time accepting praise, accepting confidence. I think of, with this, and the starfish energy, I think of a person having to work on themselves to be able to trust their intuition, to be able to trust what they're being guided to do. The Sun card coming out in the reversal position also brings me to the thought of someone feeling like they're not ready for something. So I feel like when it comes to today's energy, we have to work on, say, imposter syndromes and those feelings that we deal with that makes us feel like we're not enough, we're not ready, we're not equipped, or we don't have what something takes. When it comes to today's energy with the starfish, today's energy brings me to surrender, like surrender and give in and go with the flow. It's like surrender, give in, go with the flow of the day and see where it takes you. Yep, surrender, give in, go with the flow of the day and see where it takes you is what I'm getting for today's energy. Pleasure sharing this message with you. Before you go anywhere, please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a brown heart in the comment box below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.